Hi guys, welcome back. It's Frenchie with Karen again. I hope you found the previous videos very helpful, and today we're here with another series of videos where we will further discuss on the speaking paper. Now again, I've got a series of notes in front of me so that I'm making sure I don't miss out on anything. And before we even start, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends and family. Again, if you have any sort of questions that you possibly have, you can always feel free to email me, contact me on my Instagram, or you can use the comment section below to ask me any questions that you possibly have. Now, in today's video, we will be focusing specifically on the speaking paper, and we will be trying to address the first component, which is your topic presentation. Now, if it is something that you have forgotten, that's completely okay. So in the I button above, you would be able to see the speaking overview that I've created on. And in that speaking overview video, you'd be able to get a more comprehensive understanding of what the speaking paper is all about. So without further ado, let's move straight in. So the speaking component, like the first component of the speaking paper, is generally the topic presentation, which lasts for 3.5 minutes. And there is a series of things that I myself have experienced, and I wanted to make sure that you don't make these same mistakes. And I hope that you will find this video very helpful. So generally today we will be talking about the specific tips that you should be taking when you do your component number 1 in your speaking paper. So it's very important that whatever topic that you choose comes from the predefined theme list that they've given you in your syllabus. Now, if that's something you are generally unsure about, that is completely okay, because on the screen right now, you would be able to see the themes in front of you. And these themes are generally proposed by the ones who created the syllabus, and generally your topic needs to come from these themes. So whatever topic you choose has to come from one of these themes. Now you have to make sure that whatever topic that you choose is something that you're very interested in, because I personally myself have seen some of the high school students who have chosen topics that they were not interested in, and it makes it much more difficult to do your topic presentation when you're not interested in a topic. Now, there is a science and logic behind this, and it's very important that whatever topic you choose, it's not important that you have to feel very immensely interested in that specific topic, but at least there should be some sort of fond and liking towards that topic, so that it's more easier for you to go through with that topic for like the entire year when you're preparing for your speaking exam. Now, the third thing that you have to make sure you don't do is that when you're choosing a topic, you don't want to make your topic very broad, because again, if you make your topic very broad, the marker will basically have a whole lot of things that they could possibly ask you. And I would say this is very challenging for those whose French is not to a certain level. So it's very important that you restrict your topic to a certain extent so that it's less broad, less wide, I would say, so that the marker is not able to ask you a question that is too far or something that is too extreme in your topic. If that's too confusing, that's completely okay, because we will sort of go through this and I will explain it with more clarity. So after you've chosen a theme from the list of themes that I've just shown you on your screen, it is very important that you narrow down your topic, because as I've said, if your topic is too wide, the marker could possibly ask you like a lot of different questions, and you yourself would have to prepare much more. So for example, let's say if we choose travel and tourism. Now, you could talk about tourist attractions in a Francophone speaking country. So what you could do is you could choose a specific Francophone speaking country. For example, let's say we're talking about Paris, and then you can talk about your topic could be about the tourist attractions, let's say in Paris. Or let's say if you're doing a theme on food and drinks, you could talk about the different types of cheese that you can find specifically in, let's say, Canada, because that's also a French-speaking country. So again, whatever topics that I'm currently mentioning, it is not necessary that your French teacher would be approving of this, because every time you choose a topic, it has to be approved by your French teacher and it cannot be approved by anyone else. So it is extremely important that you somehow convey to your French teachers about your personal preferences on the possible topics that you might be interested to do. So in this way, you can try and have a chat with your French teacher and try to have, like, instead of just choosing one topic, try to have at least 2 to 3 topics to choose from, so that you can actually have a discussion with your French teacher to see which topic would be rather more beneficial for you to do in terms of, I would say, in terms of making sure that you like the topic is not too broad, it's not too narrow, and you can possibly get a good, strong grade with that. So, as I mentioned previously, you don't want to make your topic too broad, but at the same time, it is very, very important that you're not making your topic too narrow. Now, because if you make your topic too narrow, it makes it much more difficult for the marker to ask you questions. So if you're talking about something which is not very common and something that the marker has completely no clue about, I would say this is a little bit risky, because if you're doing something that the marker himself doesn't know, or something which is not very, very common, the number of questions that the marker can possibly ask you is very, very limited, which could hinder the amount of marks that you can possibly get. Because I would say, since your topic is very narrow, the number of questions would also be narrowed down. And also, if you're not able to answer the questions in a large chunk of, let's say, sentences, and if you're just giving one-line answers, I would say, since the questions are really limited because your topic is very narrow, there can't be a lot of conversation going in, and that somehow degrades your entire mark, if that some sort of makes sense. Now, again, once you've got a topic in your mind, it is time to think about the subtopics. So what are other areas you can link with your topic? So let's say if we were sticking back to our tourist attractions in Paris. So we could link to history, we could also link to, let's say, public health, and we could also link to culture. So how can we do this? So for example, if you say tourist attractions in Paris, you can talk about the historical aspect. For example, when was it created? Who made the tourist attraction? Why was it created? Or perhaps in which specific year was it created in? And then if we're somehow delving into the next subtopic, you can think about the culture. So what can we learn from this specific tourist attraction? Does it have any cultural or religious significance? And then the third part is more like public health. So somehow relevancy to today's world, because when you have tourist attractions, you could link it to COVID-19. For example, how has COVID-19 affected the influx of tourist flow? Or maybe how have the tourist attractions somehow improved the connections among people during COVID times? So there's a lot of different things that you can address in your topic conversation, and you don't have to limit yourself to that specific topic, because you can talk about various aspects like the public health, the cultural, the historical, the personal, the social, etc., and etc. So the list goes on and on forever and ever, but then it's very important, first of all, so in general, there's a list of things that you can intake from today's video. So first of all, you need to make sure you choose a topic that you're interested in. You're not choosing a topic which is too narrow or too wide. And lastly, you need to make sure you have different aspects mentioned in your topic conversation, so that it is much more clear to the marker, and it shows the marker that you have a very comprehensive understanding of what you're talking about. Now, again, I really hope you found this video very, very useful. I believe that I've mentioned a lot of tips for you. And if you found this helpful, please make sure to comment down in the section below, because I would say it's very useful that if you ask me questions, because that's the entire purpose of this channel, and I'm trying my best to help as many people as possible. Before you leave today's video, make sure that you're subscribing the video, liking it, and also sharing it. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to let me know. Till then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!